constituency. Stakeholders raise red flags against ECZ. ERB to launch investigations into Zesco customer complaints. In international news, Trump changes Tulsa, Oklahoma rally date out of respect. And in sports news, FAS warns clubs illegally conducting football activities. For now, we take a break, but do join me for the details.
Dr. Bigron, musaibala komutienda okuni gift na land. Uchenkubeti uibise mojo wasaione. Oh! Mwina moshi, nakuletera njinga. Latest inaluvesigia na mawaipa.
Difficult ya shidia njinga. Liam 19 pendef kondo. Transport, we got it.
Nanga phone for communication. Ipu sana chizungu. Yeah, you see what I mean?
It's a Camnet difficult.
It's communication. We got it.
Mommy! Powerful system ndimba X-Buzz.
Mfumile kukalale. Na mnaimo muli bakumushi. We got it. Yo Bigron, utole no leta njemfule mungani. Get you watch pose and change. 1, 2, 3. Both of you. Kabala ngempang. Don't be stupid. We got it.
The details. The Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, has been accused of implementing electoral ideas that might help in the rigging of the 2021 general elections. The opposition National Democratic Congress Party and the Governor's Elections Advocacy and Research Services says the decisions have been made by ECZ must be carefully scrutinized. We have more in this report. We'll be looking at that story a little later. Lusaka City Council Mayor Mal Sampa has questioned where Zambian leaders are to allow foreigners to continue breaking the law with impunity while Zambians are being punished for breaking the same law. In a Facebook posting on his page, Mr. Sampa laments that if it was in the past before being reprimanded for closing Chinese-owned businesses for breaking the law, he would have moved in and already, but can't do so, fearing to step on the authorities' toes. Mr. Sampa says adherence and compliance levels should be applicable to all and not only Zambians, while foreigners are left to do whatever it is they wish to do. The mayor's comments comes in the wake of non-compliance levels by a Lebanese-run bar called Capello, which has continued to operate in the face of the coronavirus. Mr. Sampa further says it is sad that people who are supposed to be enforcing the law are the ones busy dancing in the same bar, while Zambian-owned bars remain closed, stating that this kind of injustice must come to an end. In this amateur video, a Zambian complains about the segregative manner in which the law is being applied.
No, we've closed the bars. Bars, people are not drinking, all the restaurants are open. Don't lie to people. It's just so unfair. I want to mukombo ni bare chula. I want to have salama bars. I want you to look at this, and I don't care whether you love me or hate me, but this is bullshit. Why should other people benefit, others shouldn't benefit? Huh? Mona. And tell me, is this a restaurant? Is this a restaurant? This is bullshit. This is bullshit. Huh? I want to go to Ponta Parasa to Ponta. Others have got the rights to open their bars. Others can't open their bars. No. Why? No, because they're trying to take off over the land. But Bambi, Charirira. Charo Chiri Chesu. Huh? This is wrong. When I name you to Ashiripan. Tapari Ponefia Maski. That's why bakambe charo twalistishe charo ichi kare twashitisha eno bamwisa bonfa bwino kubasungu kunachirira bakamba notati yawe mazambians tabafollowing amaruzi shani amazambians bali shupa Max Pabwira besala bali umfira bufunde bwalanda bakateka bali sala Max Pabwira iyo Max Pab tapali abantu nango bamwapa but bali bamwisa pama udranze apo bakamba pa stadium less than 2 kilometers away na chijia.
The Energy Regulation Board, ERB, says it will soon commence investigations into the allegations by ZESCO customers that electricity units are being depleted faster than usual. Consumers have alleged that there is a noticeable difference in their consumption patterns a difference in their consumption patterns for the same number of units, and their electricity bills have gone up. ERB Public Relations Manager Kwali Fune said in a statement that investigations will be carried out to determine the validity of the allegations and rule out possibilities of meters having been tampered with or malfunctioning on account of age or other factors. Ms. Mfune says a number of complaints have been received by ERB, while various media outlets have also reported receiving similar reports, prompting responses from ZESCO on the matter. However, Ms. Mfune has assured members of the public that they will be informed of the findings either periodically or at the conclusion of the matter. And moving on in other news, Eastern Province Minister Makabi Zulu, who is also Patriotic Front PF Malambo constituency member of parliament, says the coronavirus has adversely impacted on the people's lives in the area. Mr. Zulu states that from the time the virus broke out in Zambia, tourism came to a standstill while bars and other people's livelihoods have been put on hold. Mr. Zulu has since called for concerted efforts in helping the affected citizens. The provincial minister said this when a delegation from the Presidential Empowerment Initiative Fund Committee, led by its national coordinator Camnet Tembo, visited the area for some women empowerment programs. Mr. Tembo at the event handed over to Malambo traders with financial startup capital, incubators, and materials to make face masks, and also donated personal protective equipment to be distributed in schools.
Bakari pano kukuza yoita kuti ma incubator. Mwezi wa ma incubator. Tenze nao last week mwezi wa nena kuti ya set funa tukosunga nkuku. So haya mamashina haya tikatola mamashina mwengu ikamotela mandanda basi tunkuku tuwafuma. Tukafuma tunkuku tukogulia kwa mine kuno kumalambwaini. Osa tukwembekeza kutia nkuku zifume kuchipata zwele kuno magulu yake na yazima yako chitako ya mine ya tunkuku. Kutina vaki na wako gulako vamene hala. Tuzindikira kuti nontawi ya corona malonda kuno kumalambwa chitangaya wele yako pansaini. Chifukwa matuaristi watufuna kuti wele kuno kuzalini. Ndekezereka kuwela kuno. Ama lo janzo tugulako zamgadeni ogula lini lomba kali ali alwendo. So zankala zovutako nyepite kumana last week tenena kuti poyambira ikanti wone tigawaneko katonto na magulu ya zimai na mayusi poyambira tia line.
So kubwera kuno nikoyamba but nizabwera futi zapanga program shemushe na wa minister kuti tikabwere bwino tikaoneko nkani ya mayuth maningi na wazimai. Wa youth tiziba kulima activities yambira ne bali kuchita Steve na mkazivionera pa TV na imwe zabwera tipeze njira ndiza kutandizirani mone. Ulendo apart zatandizako bazimai mwana wakambira wa minister tuma startup capital. Haili business yaenda pasi kama tenda amene abwera. Oku nikuyamba chabe oku tizapitiliza tizambo fakapo. Taretako na maona kuli maskuru yamene yaseguka. So taleta ma sanitizer na vimadramu vako tolo mwaenda pa skuru paja wana wakashita bwanji wakasamba kumanjai. Taleta na vitenge vinango tutuane mwavara tunyura utu. wamene wapanga ni materas wamene wamatunga so na minister waniuza ati baliko nawo benango bazimayi wamene wamatunga so vitenge vamene aleta ivi tifuna tibapase bazimayi baje bachite bwanji bakazitunga twamene ututwane mwavala bakasiriza paja ni kulipira tibapasa ndalama tatenga tuja tutambala no upasa abantu mwanda kupasirani mahala chabe
As promised earlier, we get back to the ECZ story where they have been accused of implementing electoral ideas that might help in the rigging of the 2021 general elections. Here, the opposition National Democratic Congress Party and the Governance Elections Advocacy and Research Services says the decisions that have been made by ECZ should be carefully scrutinized. We have more in this report.
After the media briefing held by the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, updating the general public on a number of things surrounding the 2021 general elections, ECZ has received condemnation from the opposition National Democratic Congress Party, NDC, and the Governance Elections Advocacy Research Services, GEARS initiative. The opposition NDC says the voter registration given period, which is 1 month, is too little of time for the voter registration to take place. NDC leader Chishimba Kamwili has questioned the commission how possible it will be to complete the registration process in just 1 month when the 3 months that was allocated to in the previous elections was never enough. The NDC leader was speaking to Camnet TV News in a phone call interview.
The elections are not about ECZ and the PF. Elections are about the people of Zambia and all the stakeholders. This is a democracy and not a one-party state. There is no way the Electoral Commission of Zambia can announce the dates for voter registration without involving stakeholders who are political parties, civil society, and the churches. This voter registration must be done at a time that people are not very busy. You know that today this country is an agriculture country. October, people will be busy in their fields. So, in short, they are trying to defranchise people from voting by not registering as voters. And to make matters worse, how can you run a voter registration for 1 month? That's a lot of nonsense. Voter registration is supposed to be an ongoing thing. If a child reaches the age of 18 at any given time in the year, can go and register at the council as a voter. Now, if you can't do that as a country, then when it comes to one-off voter registration, a minimum of 3 months must be given. Because you see, what is going to happen is that abantu will be busy kumabala. You think he's going to stay on the line to register? They want to go in the field to go and plow their land so that they can have, a good output. So what ECZ has done is irresponsible and must be condemned. Condemned at all costs. If we have to do voter registration, it has to start in July up to about September.
Dr. Kambwili has also condemned the introduction to the voting of prisoners, as he says it will be difficult for the opposition to campaign to prisoners.
As to vote, who is going to give other political parties access to go to the prison and campaign? It's not practical. People must be thinking before they must be thinking through things before they implement them. If we cannot be allowed to campaign to people ordinary on the streets who are not in prison, how would the opposition access prison with this Ed Kalungu's attitude of being undemocratic? It's not practical.
Commenting on the same is Governance Elections Advocacy Research Services, GEARS Initiative Executive Director MacDonald Jipenzi, who has accused the Commission of segregation when choosing which civil society organization to be consulted before coming up with decisions. Mr. Jipenze says GEARS and some few CSOs were not consulted before the commission arrived at deciding to do voter registration in 1 month only. Mr. Jipenze was speaking to Camnet TV News in a phone call interview.
And in this case, the commission had their own realignment. They never consulted anybody, or if they consulted those they think they are worth consulting. But now they want to start organizing meetings for civil society, for the media, even you, the media. According to them, that was a consultation, a media briefing. So all these shenanigans that are being done in the name of, meeting the fixtures and be able to write a report that we did this, we did that, and yet there was no genuine consultations with stakeholders per se.
NDC has, however, said the commission malpractice for 2021 has already begun, looking at the 9 million voters who are supposed to register in 30 days, which means the commission has to register 300,000 voters on a daily basis for 30 days. Camnet TV News, Lusaka.
The Seventh-day Adventist Church has advised the nation to uphold Christian morals in their homes during the period of the novel coronavirus pandemic. The church has noted that homes have been broken as a result of the absence of spouses to build their homes due to personal business. The church, through one of its elders, has advised that the pandemic should be taken as a time for the family, charging that it was paramount to hold on to God's work during these hard times.
The promised land. They also were asked, given instructions to worship in homes. So it is not new. It's just history which is repeating itself. So, for those who are Christians at weekends, this is a lesson. This is a time when they should first check, before judgment, they should check whether their wives, whether their children, whether they as a family are strong enough even to stand for Christ when there is a stranger in their homes. There is an example. When Hezekiah was sick, God healed him. After he was healed, he forgot to lift up Jesus. So when the visitors came from Babylon, God asked him, "Who are these people in your home? Where have they come from? What have they seen in your house?" And Hezekiah, in Isaiah 38 and 39, if you read those chapters, Hezekiah said, "I've shown them everything." He even showed them the church itself. He went around and he showed them his houses and everything that he had. God said, "What these strangers have seen, they will come and collect." Now, this is a lesson to us as Christians. What kind of visitors have we received? What have they seen in our house? Where are they from? With Hezekiah, he failed to show them Jesus.
We now take our first set of commercials, but don't go away as we have more interesting stories lined up for you.
Savenda General Insurance Limited is a young and vibrant insurance company that is focused on changing the outlook of the insurance landscape.
At Savenda General Insurance, we believe in a quick settlement of claims because we believe the customer is the reason why we exist.
Such living proof motivates us to know that you can count on us to actually be there for you in times of need.
We have been able to pay claims of about 14 million kwacha.
Savenda General Insurance Limited offers aviation, agriculture, marine, fire, motor vehicle, engineering and construction, and miscellaneous insurance.
Come and see what we're able to offer, what we can do. you will never be disappointed because we are here for you.
For further details, call us on 0211 250 278 or 0955 555744.
Can I have that meal over there? And I really want that crisp, fresh apple taste from the garden. Can I have happy apple?
I think I'll have my big bite 2 meal with happy waziwaka. Give us your
Enjoy an appetizing Big Bite meal with an Appy drink of your choice. A meal is not a meal without an Appy drink. And now introducing Appy in a can.
Welcome back. We continue with the news. Kabushi Member of Parliament Bowman Lusambo has boasted that he led the biggest youth movement in Zambia prior to the 2011 general elections aimed at removing aged politicians from government and be replaced by the younger generation. In 2011, Mr. Lusambo was leading a youth wing called MMD Die Hard, which was instead fighting the Opposition Patriotic Front, the then Opposition Patriotic Front PF, under the leadership of Michael Sata. But in a twist of events, Mr. Lusambo claims that his movement was not meant to fight the PF in the opposition then, but aged leaders in MMD. He further claims that his movement grew to the extent that neighboring countries began inviting him to speak at their political events as well as consult him. In this regard, Mr. Lusambo says at the moment there is no need for the youth movements as President Edgar Chagwa Lungu has already taken care of their concerns. The Kabushi lawmaker said this Saturday when he addressed taxi and bus drivers at his Kabushi residence on the Copper Belt.
Matando kwebati wa youth ine na li youth wako sasa twale stabilize pa movement yo twale ita Die Hard Youth Movement. Abale ibukisha bank mne ibukishai yali ni youth movement yako sasa. Ida youth movement olo twapangile twalikwete fyo balanda agenda muchibemba balanda agenda nishi muchibemba intantiko ero shige intantiko yo twakwete ikulu number 1 twalisa mono kwebati chalo chesu chatekwa sana n'abakulu. So twambile ukulanda ati ifwe tulefwaya ba youth bambe ukuba ma position ayo ayapanga ama decisions. Oko twalesta ifwe. We are fighting for young men and women to be incorporated in the governance system of our country. That was our core agenda as MMD Die Hard Youth Wing. Bali twiswide fibikane. So if we fema youthsi, ino ishtanomba takwaba youth activists. Takwaba youth activists nomba. Because tulimuka ti ba etika bali tusuminisha bali sule fibi. You are youth activists today. For what? You are youth activists today. For what? Because we youth activists who making a show at Chen Tulwe, Twingire, Mukati.
And speaking at the same event, musician Kings Malembe, who was recently ordered by Mr. Lusambo to apologize for saying that the PF might lose the 2021 general elections if the party did not put Zambians first, advised Mr. Lusambo to work on feeder roads in the constituency. Kings, whose mother and other siblings live in Kabushi constituency, says the area is lagging behind in terms of infrastructure development. According to Kings, the constituency is full of potholes needing urgent attention. Kings and fellow gospel artist Matthew Ngosa were part of the youth engagement.
Bambya abantu kutubachilandira munsala because bali nensala. So kumfa vyatawa limbili nsala udalerandira. Mulungu vonderanda. Ulila tabamuche bakukanwa. Then number 2 mukulekelesha. Chakwe bati kwena Kabushi. Ama potos kwena na yafula. Hello. Ndelanda as a youth. Pantu kumbi tule mwana village tika. So mutu pele plan when are we starting ama roads. Pantu kwena ukulu msewo ni ishkuri life. Kutumoto kaya Afrika. So wangu mutu pele plani. Gatuwa ishiba. Tatuwa mito wena maboyo. Umuntu mbakula ndolo la kimailo tukaya kulia. Walalo le la teifo fine. Well, that's why if a vision is not explained, people can't follow you.
The Worldwide Fund for Nature Zambia, WWF, says the rate at which the country is losing its forests is alarming and deliberate measures have to be put in place to ensure the security of the country's forests. The fund has since called for strengthened mechanisms that will address the continued degradation of natural biodiversity, saying climate change is real. WWF Zambia country manager Nachilala Nkombo said Friday that Zambia has been losing about 250,000 to 300,000 hectares of forests every year, saying this was alarming. She said the country should invest in systems that would ensure preserves of forests for the future generations. And Ms. Nkombo says conservation agriculture has proved to be a major mitigation step against climate change. As such, conservation agriculture needs to be promoted among small-scale farmers, as successes can be traced through farmers that have adopted the system. And in other news, Livestock and Fisheries Minister Nkanduluo has urged Zambian youths to take up livestock farming as a business. Professor Luo says this kind of a venture can greatly help youths in their daily survival. Professor Luo, who is also Munali constituency member of parliament, says youths should not rely on government to offer them employment, but must start thinking outside the box. The minister said this in her constituency Saturday morning, and we have more in this report.
Zambian unemployment levels are currently averaged at 12.57% from 1986 until 2019. Many Zambian youths are seen sitting around doing nothing better with their lives. Talking about unemployment, Minister of Livestock and Fisheries and Munali Member of Parliament Nkanduluo has called on Zambian youths to be innovative and make a living out of it. She says youths should start engaging in farming and livestock for the high number of unemployed youths to reduce.
But at the moment, what our young people say is that, when is government going to do this for us? Where is government? Everything is blamed on government. And this is why for me, when Father Lupupa and Mr. Mambwe came to discuss this particular program with me, I fell for it because I knew that this can be a beginning of greater things to happen in the country. So, earlier on, we went to see the pigs. That is a product of youths. These youths came to my office to look for contracts. And I asked them, do you have any engineering background? They said no. Have you ever been to college, Evelyn Horn College or Nortec or university? They said no. So I said, okay, because they are going to evaluate you on your capacity. How about getting into livestock development. I contacted Mr. Vupe Banda, who coordinates our activities in Monali, and we gave these youths the first pigs, and these pigs were in pig. Today, those youths, they are called New Generation, they have over 100 pigs. And a few weeks ago, they contacted me and said they wanted to pass on to the Monali 5,000 family. So as we celebrate the planting, we are also celebrating the 10 pigs that are already on hit. Wow. And we'll just be providing them with a boa. Sooner than later, Monali will be talking about hundreds and hundreds of pigs.
The minister who accompanied Monali residents in the planting of over 7,000 tomato seedlings said the beginning of an economic revolution is now, as some members of Monali constituency have planted tomatoes to help Monali members. She advised youths in the country not to rely on government for employment but engage in farming and engage themselves in livestock. Speaking at the same event, a youth involved in farming, Chilekwa Mambwe, has advised his fellow youths to join him in this venture.
To the youth out there, I want to challenge you that the person you're looking at here heading Kalumbila with Father Laston Lupupa, Father Piri and other priests, pastors, is a former garden boy who used to sleep even in a garage after I stopped working. But I did not look to the government to say, what can the government do for me? Because one thing I know is that the government needs ideas from us young people. So I'm challenging every youth out there, stop staying on the phone the whole day on social media and saying all that you're saying. We have arable land, we have plenty of water bodies in Zambia, we have manganese, we have gold. Stop being lazy. Let us get to the ground. Today 4,000 plants of tomatoes have been planted to benefit the 500 people from Monali constituency. So to the youth out there, I'm saying, while you talk, we do. Thank you so much.
Camnet TV News, Lusaka.
We take a break, but do stay tuned as we have international and sports news.
You know I can take her a break.
Yes, my dear.
I was thinking of getting you a Bugatti on your birthday.
Really?
I'm quiet. My name is Yana.
Don't worry, man. That's why there is insurance.
Insurance?
You heard me.
Not just any kind of insurance, but Savenda General Insurance, a company that offers superior customer service, highly professional and dedicated staff. We are not just any insurance company, but an insurance company that actually pays our claims. We cover, among others, fire, marine, aviation, engineering, agriculture, motor vehicle, and miscellaneous insurance. So, live life to the full, knowing that Savenda General Insurance has got you covered. Savenda General Insurance. Insurance excellence.
To increase sales of your products and services, advertise on Camnet TV. Reach your clients and target markets directly and see your business grow. For special rates, you can contact our marketing department on
0955 664 305 or 0978 290 626. Camnet TV.
Not just another channel.
Welcome back. In international news, U.S. President Donald Trump is postponing his first post-corona lockdown election rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma, so it does not fall on a holiday commemorating the end of U.S. slavery. He tweeted that the 19th of June rally would be held a day later out of respect for the occasion known as June 10th. The choice of the date had drawn criticism amid nationwide anti-racism protests. The location was also controversial as Tulsa saw one of the worst massacres of black people in U.S. history in 1921. Up to 300 people died when a white mob attacked the prosperous black neighborhood of Greenwood, known as Black Wall Street, with guns and explosives. About 1,000 businesses and homes were destroyed. And moving on in sports news, the Football Association of Zambia, FAZ, has advised its members and stakeholders that it has not issued any instruction for the teams to start training. FAZ says the association has learned with deep concern that some clubs have commenced training despite the suspension of all football activities still in effect. FAZ General Secretary Adrian Kashala says the association has not yet been given the green light to commence football activities in view of the coronavirus pandemic. The FAZ Chief Executive Officer says punishment will be meted out on erring members, with the docking of points being one of the options. Kashala has, however, assured the football family that engagements with the Ministry of Sports and Health have yielded positive results, with the possibility of football returning soon. FAZ halted all football activities on March 20, 2020, following the outbreak of the COVID-19. This is according to a statement made available to Camnet Sports by FAZ Communications Manager Sydney Mogala. That item brings us to the end of the main news, but before we go, a look at the headlines once again. King's advises Bowman Lusambo to work on poor roads in Kabushi constituency. Stakeholders raise red flags against ECZ. ERB to launch investigations into Zesco customer complaints. And in international news, Trump changes Tulsa, Oklahoma rally date out of respect. And in sports news, FAZ warns clubs illegally conducting football activities. But before we go, we look at the verse of the day, which is coming from the book of Psalms, chapter 27, verse 14, and it says, "Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart." Wait, I say, on the Lord. Remember, as we go through this pandemic of the COVID-19, remember to mask up, stay home, maintain social distance in the fight of this pandemic. I have been your anchor, Liseli Kanyanga Mumanga. God bless.